The first time I heard Black Lives Matter, I resisted. I thought, what the hell? All lives matter. My life matters. But let me back up a bit. If you know me well, you might know that I had a really challenging, emotionally abusive marriage for almost 20 years. And I've had to deal with some stuff as a result of that. And also growing up I was the youngest of 5 kids in 5 years, if you can imagine that. And when I was going through counseling, marriage counseling, the therapist once said, "So, Maureen, who do you matter to?" And I stopped and I thought, and I didn't have an answer for her. I'm like, I don't know who I matter to. She said, "What about your kids?" I said, "Yeah, the kids, I matter to the kids, but, they were young. They just need me to feed them and house them and so forth. They really didn't matter." And then she said, "What about your parents?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I never really felt like that I mattered." So when I heard Black Lives Matter, I'm thinking, wait a second, what about me? Something I had to fight for, to really embrace the fact that perhaps I mattered to someone else, or to you, to listeners, to colleagues, to people in my training programs. It's an interesting challenge to really have to wrap your head around if it's an issue that you're perhaps not comfortable with. So that being said, when I heard Black Lives Matter, and I really had to stop and analyze, why did I resist that? Why, especially as a white woman, did I kind of fight that as a person who does diversity and inclusion and leadership training, and as I thought about that, I'm thinking, you've got to really step outside and figure out what's going on inside of you and why you might be resisting that concept, and get over it, right? Because if you think about the fact that there are marginalized populations out there, Black, gay, Jewish, disabled, you name it. There's a lot of populations out there that are not treated equally, that are not treated fairly. And right now, the Black population is probably the most taken advantage of population, right? And when it comes to, especially with law enforcement. And we need to, as white Americans, as Asian Americans, as Americans, period, we need to support and encourage and be there for our Black brothers and sisters. If we are not, then we will never have a culture or a society that is truly equal, that is truly inclusive, and that is truly supportive of people who are marginalized right now. It's not easy. But if you're resisting the concept of Black Lives Matter, perhaps it's inside of you, like it was me. You need to analyze that, identify it, and deal with it. Because if you want to have a truly inclusive culture, and equal culture, and peaceful culture, we all need to be on board with supporting each other. And that's where resilience will come. Resilience doesn't come in a vacuum, and resilience doesn't come as you fend for yourself. Resilience comes through community, through support, through collaboration. I'm Dr. Maureen Orey, and that's a resilience reminder for today. Figure it out, embrace it, and support the community as a whole. Have a great evening.